Okay then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sharon. Happy birthday to you. Well, thank you very much. That's all we have time for today. But I'll be back in a couple of months. It's one of my tunes. But I am just a poet, a man of many words, and I call the stories as I see them fall. I've cried out for freedom, and I've cried out for peace. Sometimes I just cry for it all. And I've seen the world through sunsets, and I've seen the world through rain, and I've seen the world through the stories I've been told. And when my eyes are open, well, I close them if I can, so I don't see myself growing old. I don't do this for the money. I know it's hard to understand. I don't do this for the glory. I won't do this just because I can. And I live out in the country, and I live out on the road, and I live inside the corners of my mind. And I'm searching for the meaning to the questions that I found, that I'm frightened by the answers that I find. And I've looked into the future, and I've suffered through the past, and I've stared into the mysteries of the sun. And when I turn my ear to the whisper of the stars, well, I close my eyes and once again I'm gone. I don't do this for the money. I know it's hard to understand. I don't do this for the glory. I only do this just because I can. So if it's after midnight and the moon is getting cold and the fire flickers dancing to the wind, and the stars are streaming madly out across that frozen sky, then you just might know where I have been. And be careful what you look for, be careful what you find, be careful who you follow around that bend. Don't travel in my footsteps, don't follow in my path, and don't ever wish that you are where I am. 'Cause I don't do this for the money. I know it's hard to understand. I don't do this for the glory. I only do this just because I can. I only do this just because I can. Been writing songs for a while. I'd gotten out of it for quite a long period of time, and then Natalie Hebden had an open mic one night, and I showed up for that, and they kind of dragged me back into it. But it's got me writing stuff, and I sort of reached a turning point a couple of years ago when I wrote this song. And this is sort of a Paul Simon meets bluegrass type of thing. And it's got a lot of words. in a very short amount of time. And that's when I realized that writing the songs was a lot easier than remember the words after I wrote them. So, getting old really sucks. It's called The Hills of West Virginia. Closest I've ever been to the hills of West Virginia is in an airplane at 37,000 feet. But these songs come out of nowhere sometimes, and this is one of them. I even put in a line for my friend Peter up here. I was born and raised in the hills of West Virginia. My daddy worked the coal mines and my mama worked the mills. And me, I spent my childhood in the cradle of the mountains. And if you want to know the truth, my heart's back there still. Now when I was just a young boy, the rivers ran like diamonds, sky was blue as a robin's egg, and stars were bright and clear. And no one ever told me that the life that we were living would tumble like the mountaintops and finally disappear. It's been a long, hard road from the hills of West Virginia, across the Blue Ridge Mountains to the streets of this here town. It's been a long, hard road that my weary feet have traveled, never knowing where I'm going, never knowing where I'm bound. You can join in on the chorus if you like. Now the company closed the coal mines in the spring of '87, and my mama did her very best to keep us all at home. But the mills, they moved to Mexico, and the welfare man came calling. It was clear to me the time had come for me to travel on. So I started down the pathway on the road to my adventure, with just $100 and a shirt upon my back. And the sun was heading west, so I decided I would follow. But in my heart I knew that I was never coming back. It's been a long, hard road from the hills of West Virginia, across the Blue Ridge Mountains to the streets of this here town. It's been a long, hard road that my weary feet have traveled, never knowing where I'm going, never knowing where I'm bound. So I set my sights on Nashville as the sign of my salvation. I found myself a rooming house, tried to settle in. And I found myself a sweetheart, and she told me it was true love. She had eyes like clear blue diamonds and a banjo picker's grin. I want to show that off here. I could tell you all the details, but I guess you know the story. She took me for my money and she left me all alone. And they found me in the gutter at the bottom of a bottle, and the policeman, he told me it was time to travel on. It's been a long, hard road from the hills of West Virginia, across the Blue Ridge Mountains to the streets of this here town. It's been a long, hard road that my weary feet have traveled, never knowing where I'm going, never knowing where I'm bound. So now I'm on the highway to the end of my existence. I've got nothing in my pockets but a life of broken dreams. And I wish that I was back home in the hills of West Virginia, but I'll die out on this highway, or at least that's how it seems. Maybe you might see me as you travel down the highway. I'll be standing on the shoulder like a ghost of old Tom Jones. And if you offer me a ride, well, I can tell you my whole story as we travel in the moment down the ribbon of this road. It's been a long, hard road from the hills of West Virginia, across the Blue Ridge Mountains to the streets of this here town. It's been a long, hard road that my weary feet have traveled, never knowing where I'm going, never knowing where I'm bound. mention the tip jar. Oh yes, right behind this guy here with the gray stripes. So you realize that those parallel stripes make you look fat.
No nation like that. No nation.
He didn't hear it. I said, you realize those parallel stripes make you look fat. Yeah, really. And the jeans don't do a thing for your butt either.
Don't take fashion.
That's as far as we're going, don't worry.
Look at that tip jar.
Anyway, there's a tip jar back here if you feel like partying with your money. I'm always happy to have it. It used to be the Toys for Tommy Fund. And then that got financially hijacked by the Condo for Jackie Fund. And so now it really doesn't matter because I never see the money anyway.
But the bill collectors don't come knocking at your door, do they?
Well, I haven't seen any, no.
Not anymore, not anymore.
There's a few buried in the backyard, I think.
As long as we're ragging on Peter here today. This next song is one you can sing along with too. I wrote this for Peter's old van. Peter used to have this big white, what was it, Chevy?
GMC Savannah.
The GMC Savannah van. And Peter's a carpenter by trade. And so he carried all his stuff around in it. And one day, the time came when it wouldn't pass inspection anymore. And they told him, don't even try. So he ended up having to take it to the dump. Well, not the dump. That's another song. Should have been here in November. But, to the junkyard. He was quite upset about it. There was a funeral montage on Facebook for a while. And I felt bad for him, so I started writing this song for him. Yeah. I got through the first verse. He got over it. So, but I continued writing, and this is what came out. It goes like this. It's easy to say. Goodbye, old friend. I hate to see you go. Goodbye, old friend. I'm gonna miss you so. Goodbye, old friend. It's harder than you know to say goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. Now you try. Goodbye, old friend. I hate to see you go. Goodbye, old friend. Oh, I'm gonna miss you so. Goodbye, old friend. It's harder than you know to say goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. We've been together for so many years. We've shared our lives, the laughter and the tears. But now the time has come, I fear to say goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. Goodbye, old friend. I hate to see you go. Goodbye, old friend. I'm gonna miss you so. Goodbye, old friend. But it's harder than you know to say goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. We have traveled down life's twisting roads, across the miles. We've shared our heavy loads. We never thought this time would come, I know, to say goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. Goodbye, old friend. I hate to see you go. Goodbye, old friend. I'm gonna miss you so. Goodbye, old friend. Well, it's harder than you know to say goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. We all know this may not be the end, and we may be together once again. I hope that's true. And so until then I'll say goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. Goodbye, old friend. I hate to see you go. Goodbye, old friend. I'm gonna miss you so. it's harder than you know to say goodbye, old friend, goodbye. This one I wrote a few months ago. I hadn't written anything for a while because my Jeep hadn't been on the road. And when I write, I usually come up with the ideas while I'm driving around in the Jeep. And somewhere down the road, a little door opens up in the back of my head, and a little guy comes out and starts whispering things in my ear, saying, "Hey, did you hear about Susan?" "Susan? Susan who?" "Never mind, it's just about Susan." And this is the story that I heard. Susan was a girl from Oklahoma. Her daddy bailed out years ago. Her mama wasn't much, so she took off as soon as she was able, walking down that road to nowhere, all alone and looking for some love. Living on the road is never easy. You never know from day to day the things that you will see, the lessons that you learn can make you crazy. But when you're on that road to nowhere, anywhere is a better place to be. Sometimes the friends you meet ain't always friendly, and sometimes the black and white can turn to gray, and sometimes you break the rules, you get busted, and sometimes you get a chance to run away. I saw her on the street in New York City. She was on the corner, standing tall and proud. I thought for just a moment I might know her, and I'm sure I saw her smile as she turned and blended back into the crowd. Sometimes you see a picture in the paper, sometimes you hear about it from a friend, sometimes you never know the way it started, sometimes you never know the way the story ends. Susan was a girl from Oklahoma. Her daddy bailed out years ago. Her mama wasn't much, so she took off as soon as she was able, walking down that road to nowhere, all alone and looking for some love. Thank you very much. Did I mention I have a cold too? Oh, it's not a weird day, but yeah, I used to pay good money to feel like this in the 60s. This is a song I wrote back in the late 60s, early 70s. He's a neighbor. plans that I've made. You can call me hero, you can call me a fool, and the difference I will leave up to you. And I've ridden the boxcars from here to St. Paul, and I'm known to the ladies, loved by them all. I can tell you some stories that you never know about the life of a man over the road. 'Cause I am a drifter, and I'm a hobo by trade, and I measure my past by the plans that I've made. You can call me a hero, you can call me a fool, and the difference I will leave up to you. Now as I went out walking in old Santa Fe, oh, I spied a young lady just making her way, and I certainly did stumble and I almost did fall, till I heard that old steam whistle call. 'Cause I am a drifter and I'm a hobo by trade, and I measure my past by the plans that I've made. You can call me a hero, and you can call me a fool, and the difference I will leave up to you. And when I die, won't you bury me deep down at the end of some old lonesome street, and over my head lay a simple white stone, just to say this hobo's gone home. 'Cause I am a drifter, and I'm a hobo by trade, and I measure my past by the plans that I've made. You can call me a hero, you can call me a fool, and the difference I will leave up to you. Hate it when that happens.
Okay, great.
Especially in front of everybody else. A song from my friend Lynn over here. She likes this too. I live in Moultonboro, and we go down to the Center Harbor, down to the market and the post office just about every day. When we first moved here, we learned that we were living right beside the Red Hills of New Hampshire. And I figured out where the hills were, but I couldn't figure out why they were called the Red Hills. And then one day I was driving back from the post office, came up over the little rise by the gas station there, heading down to the light in Moultonboro, and I could see the hills. And they had turned a bright red. And it's a trick of light that happens when the sun sets behind the hills in Center Harbor. And it bends that light and turns it red and then paints the hills with that light. And I went, wow, that's really cool. Somebody should write a song about that. And I wasn't playing music at the time. I'd been out of music for about 20, 25 years or so. And so I didn't do it. And then when I got back into the music, I figured somebody like Lyceum would write about it. Or Taylor, or Doug, or, you know. But nobody did. So finally, I just had to do it. Somebody had to. So. But Lynn likes the song. Did you bring me words today? All right, you can sing along then. Take me home to the Red Hills of New Hampshire. Take me back to the place where I was born. It's been so long, I really can't remember the way. So take me home, please take me home. When I was young, I would wander through the fields, into the woods. And I walked the ridge lines, I was close. Life was young, and life was good. I learned the ways of the mountain forest, and I learned the stars in the nighttime sky. I learned the songs of the singing rivers, and like birds I learned to fly. So take me home to the red hills of New Hampshire. Come on, Jim. Take me back to the place where I was born. It's been so long, I really can't remember the way. So take me home, please take me home. All right, next time I'll bring in word sheets here.
That's all I can remember is your voice.
Usually that's about all I can remember too. So. I left my home in the red hills of New Hampshire, and I made my way to Boston town. I was young and looking for adventure, and it was there in all I found. But I worked hard and I made my fortune, and I thought that wealth would set me free. I never knew that all I needed was waiting there at home for me. So take me home to the red hills of New Hampshire, and take me back to the place where I was born. It's been so long, I really can't remember the way. So take me home, please take me home. Now the time has come, and I am older, and my thoughts are calling me back home, across the fields, into the woodlands, back to the mountains I used to roll. I'm on the road past Center Harbor, and the sun is setting in the west, and the hills ahead turn red as roses, calling me back to the home I left. So take me home to the red hills of New Hampshire, and take me back to the place where I was born. It's been so long, I really can't remember the way. So take me home, please take me home. So take me home, please take me home. Used to be a guy up in Berlin, New Hampshire. This is back in the, definitely in the, probably early to mid 70s. And he called himself Berlin Joe. He was one of the last real hobos, he claimed, because he kind of rolled into Berlin one day, and when he went to leave, he found out they'd started locking up all the boxcars. Trains were moving a lot faster, and he wasn't getting any younger, so he got stuck in Berlin. But every once in a while, the Boston and Maine Railroad would let him ride in the caboose down to Boston just to kind of keep his hand in. But the newspaper did a story about him and gave him the idea for the song. Here comes old Joe with his bottle of wine, wrapped up in a paper sack, living on down in the hobo town, down by the railroad tracks. And he's drinking his wine and whiskey, old bottle of Applejack. Good old Joe, now he don't know that the train ain't coming back. We used to buy him a bottle of wine on a good hot summer day. We'd take it on down to the station house just to see what old Joe would say. And his face would smile and his eyes would light up. He'd pass the time away, telling us hobo stories about life in a younger day. Old Joe never seemed to know the He just drink his wine and tell his stories, same as yesterday. Leaning up against the station house, chewing on a piece of hay. And I swear I could hear that engine roll in every word he'd say. Well, he said he'd been to England, and he said he'd been to Spain, and then he sailed on down to Mexico and up across the Rio Grande. Headed on up to Frisco, and then he hoboed out to Maine, riding the rounds and trusting God to get him back again. Then he says, it's getting late, my friends, I really have to go. Well, I'm headed out in the morning, I'm going back to Mexico. I got a pretty senorita there that I used to know. So you all just take it easy and remember your good pal Joe. Here comes old Joe with his bottle of wine wrapped up in a paper sack, living on down in the hobo town, down by the railroad tracks. And he's drinking his wine and whiskey, old bottle of that old Jack. Well, good old Joe, now he don't know the train ain't coming back. For those of you who don't know her, this is my wife Jackie over there. We have a very symbiotic relationship. I mess up and she cleans. That was kind of an inside joke. She's been on this sort of early spring cleaning binge for the last 6 or 8 months, I think. I basically get up in the morning and lock myself in my office because I'm afraid that I might get tossed out with all the other stuff. But so far, I'm still making the cut. But one morning, Jackie woke up and told me that she had had a dream. And she doesn't dream all that much, but when she does, they're real interesting. There was one time that she woke up and she told me that I had to help her because she was one of the hostages. And that she had escaped, and she needed me to help her get to the police station so she could tell them where the rest of the hostages were being held. It was very early in our relationship. I don't know what that meant, but she told me about this one, and she dreamed that I had not come home the night before. And when I did come home and she asked me where I had been, I told her I'd been with another woman. I knew I was dead. I mean, I was innocent, but I was dead. So I figured in revenge, I would write a song about it. Well, I went sleeping around last night in somebody else's dreams, and I was having myself a mighty good time, if you know what I mean. Till I woke up this morning, I was feeling fine. I looked over at my wife and then I changed my mind when she said, you went sleeping around last night in somebody else's dream. I said, I went sleeping around last night in somebody else's dreams. Well, Jackie, honey, I must be confused, 'cause I don't know what that means. She says you was sleeping around, and I know that it's true, so don't you lie to me, 'cause I know it was you when you went sleeping around last night in somebody else's dream. I said, Jackie, honey, you couldn't be me, 'cause I was here all night. And I was sleeping right here in this bed beside you, and I was sleeping tight Well, you know I love you, baby, can't you see? That's gotta be somebody else, not me. 'Cause how could I be sleeping around last night in somebody else's dream? She said, I know you were sleeping around last night 'cause I saw you in my dreams. I opened that door and I could see what you was doing, and it was quite a scene. Well, I could see you there with your honey pie. You was hugging and kissing, and my oh my, I know that you was sleeping around last night 'cause I saw you in my dreams. Well, it was clear to me that I was fighting a fight that I could not win. So I said I was sorry, and she forgave me. I said I'd never do it again. But I have to smile, 'cause if I got this right, every time she goes to bed at night, I might be sleeping around that night in somebody else's dreams. So ladies, when you go to sleep tonight, you better lock your door. 'Cause now that I found that I was sleeping around, you know, I just might come back for more. Well, it might be Natalie, it might be Sue. You better watch out, Lisa, 'cause it might be you. When I go sleeping around tonight in somebody else's dreams, oh yes, it might be Natalie, it might be Sue. Oh my God, John, oh, I hope she never dreams of you. When I go sleeping around tonight in somebody else's dream. True story. Oh my.
Well done, Jackie.
When he asked him who it was, and he told him, he looked at him and said, yeah, can you drink? Well, yeah.
Keep telling Taylor Whiteside of that channel this song for him. Taylor writes a lot, well, plays a lot of sea shanty, whatever, those kind of songs. And I started writing this, and I figured the best guy to work with would be Taylor, but I didn't know Taylor that well at the time. I couldn't just call him up and say, hey Taylor, let's write a song together. So I channeled him. I started putting some incense around the corners of the room, turned down the lights, and I sat there on the rug just like this, in fact, in the lotus position, which wasn't that hard to get into.
Just getting out.
Getting out took me 3 hours. And it didn't work.
Damn.
So I figured out what I was doing wrong, and the next night I sprinkled some Guinness around the room. Instead of chanting a mantra, I yodeled. Worked like a charm. I was in there, got all the words I needed, and escaped. I just hope Taylor wasn't driving while I was doing that. There's a fair wind in the sails tonight, and the air is fresh and clear. The stars are bright like diamond lights, reflecting on the sea. And the moon shines like a beacon, looking down from up above, guiding me across the sea to the arms of the one I love. And it's been 3 years since I've been gone to the service of the King. And I've sailed 2 times around this world, and I've seen everything. But now my time has come at last, and I'm returning home, across the sea to the one I love, never more to roam. And I'll never forget her face that day when I left her on the shore. And And the tears she cried from her blue eyes, they grieved my heart full sore. 'Twas the hardest thing I've ever done, to turn and walk away, and make our course for the setting sun and the shores of America. Now she oft times pledged her heart was mine, till the day that I returned. She swore that she would wait for me, but in my time I've learned there's many a change in the weather, and there's many a change in the sea, and there's many a change in the young girl's heart, but never a change in me. Now the gulls fly through the rigging, and the morning mist do clear, and the lookout on the topsail cries, the land is growing near. My thoughts are such that I can't speak, not knowing what I have found, now that I've come home again to the one I left behind. And there's a fair wind in the sails tonight, and the air's fresh and clean. The stars are bright like diamond lights, reflecting on the sea, and the moon shines like a beacon, looking down from up above, guiding me across the sea to the arms of the one I love. This song was, I was just playing with that kind of a lick one evening and figured I'd write something to go along with it. Well, I've been wondering everywhere I go, what will I find when I open up that door? Will I find you waiting there for me? Will it be your smiling face, or just an empty room that I will see? Been on this road, seems like a year or so. I don't know where I'm going, but no matter where I go, I'll be coming home to you, Mom, wherever you may be. And if I'm coming home to you, Mom, will you be coming home to me? Well, I went wandering down to Mexico. I climbed some mountains, but now I'm feeling low, 'cause you know I really love you. Oh, Jackie, can't you see that my love for you is deeper, baby, deeper than that deep blue sea? Somebody told me that 1 and 1 is 2. When I get home, well, I don't know what I'll do, but if that room ain't empty, we will see what we will see. If you're there when I walk through that door, we'll spell it out from A to Z. Yes, I've been wondering everywhere I go, what will I find when I open up that door? Will I find you waiting there for me? Will it be your smiling face, or just an empty room that I will see? Will it be your smiling face, or just that empty room that I will see? a song I wrote back in the 60s. In fact, it's a song I didn't even know I wrote until Jackie went cleaning out the garage and found this old box of tapes from the 60s. It's a show that I did at St. Anselm's College back then. And this song was on it. It was from my crossover from James Taylor to Jim Croce. Jim Croce always wrote the best put-down songs. And, one less set of jeans upon your floor in the morning, things like that. So he was my inspiration, but I was still into the James Taylor thing then. So. I hear that you've been wondering why I left you all alone. Well, I used to put up with things like that, and now I guess I've grown. It used to be that there was a time when I was still in school that I gave you everything that I had to give, but it played me for a fool. Well, I guess I've learned my lessons well, 'cause I hear I'm headed home. So if I can't make it with you, well, I'll make it on my own. And a lady friend, she called me up. Oh, it was just the other day. She didn't have much to tell me, but she had a lot to say. You know, she asked me why, and she asked me how I could be like this. And she went into every detail, and there wasn't much she missed. But I got me a little bit of happiness, and it went straight to my head. So if that's the way you're living, well, I'll see you when I'm dead. And I got me a letter in the mail. You know, it said I was all wrong. There wasn't anything that I could change, so I should play along. Well, you know, I wrote right back and sent my apologies. I didn't know that I was supposed to get down on my knees, 'cause the only thing that I've ever known was the right things from the wrong. So I guess that's why I took the time to write you this old song. Another girlfriend bites the dust. Well, here comes a political song. Sort of. Cleverly disguised. This is for all the people, no matter how you voted. Because I'm not sure it was Thomas Jefferson or Ben Franklin that said people get the government they deserve. But I think Pogo said it better when he said, "We have met the enemy and he is us." So anyway, about the same time I wrote that song for Peter's band, I'd written 2 or 3 songs in a very short period of time, and I was kind of felt like I was on a roll and I should write something else, but I didn't have anything else to write about. And so I decided I would pick a phrase and I would write a song around that phrase. And since Jackie's from Maine, I decided I would use the phrase, "You can't get there from here." And I figured it would be a nice humorous song. Maybe not quite as funny as sleeping around in somebody else's dreams. I'm still trying to figure out how to write a song about the cleaning, but that's it's in the works. Better watch out. Anyway, and so I sat down a few days later and started writing, and what came out was actually probably one of the more serious songs that I've written. Not that I write that many serious songs, but it's called "You Can't Get There From Here." can't get there from here, at least that's what they say. You can't get there from here if you don't know the way. You can climb the mountains, swim the oceans, sail across the stars, but you can't get there from here if you don't know where you are. Once there was a time when you were younger than today, you were older than tomorrow. There was nothing in your way, but you stood there by the window and you watched the seasons turn. Now you sit here in the darkness and watch the fire burn, and you can't get there from here, at least that's what they say. You can't get there from here if you don't know the way. You can climb the mountains, swim the oceans, sail across the stars, but you can't get there from here if you don't know where you are. Once there was a time when we were going to change the world. We all stood up for freedom while the winds of history swirled. But somehow things got changed. We got lost along the way. Now it seems there's no one left who can remember that day. And you can't get there from here, at least that's what they say. You can't get there from here if you don't know the way. You can climb the mountains, swim the oceans, sail across the stars, but you can't get there from here if you don't know where you are. You may think that it's all over, that your time has come and gone, that there's nothing you can do to change this world you're on. But in the darkest hour, the light can still shine through. All it takes is just one voice whispering the truth, and you can get there from here. I know you know the way. You can get there from here, I'm certain when I say you can climb those mountains, swim those oceans, sail into the stars. Well, you can get there from here, it isn't very far. You can get there from here, I know it's not that far. Thank you very much. We'll dedicate that to all the Donalds and the Hillarys. Even though it should be dedicated to us, because we're the ones who put them there. I was driving down Moldenboro Neck Road one day, all of a sudden this came to me. I kind of stole the first line from Patrick Sky, but that was like 50 years ago. He must be in public domain by now, or close to it anyway.
Nobody knows.
As long as he doesn't find out, I guess I'm good. But,
Nobody knows who he is anyway.
yeah, that's true. Unless you drink down in Connecticut or something like that. And it's another one you can sing along with, Jim. And it's many miles that I spent on this road. traveling who knows where. Yes, it's many a mile that I spent on this road. Now I think I'm almost there. When I was a young man, I knew all the answers. I didn't have a doubt in my mind. So I set out on this road, just looking for adventure, never knowing just what I would find. And it's many a mile that I spent on this road, traveling to who knows where. Yes, it's many a mile that I spent on this road. Now I think I'm almost there. Yes, there were times nothing came easy. I couldn't find just where I belong. No matter where I ran, nothing could please me, nothing but the words in my song. And it's many a mile that I spent on this road, traveling to who knows where. Yes, it's many a mile that I spent on this road. Now I think I'm almost there. And we all travel down this road, never knowing what we'll find, never knowing just who we will be. Now as I look back on everything I've done, this road's become a part of me. And it's many a mile that I spent on this road, traveling to who knows where. Yes, it's many a mile that I spent on this road. Now I think I'm almost there. Yes, it's many a mile that I've traveled down this road. Just a few more miles and I'll be there. We'll do one more and then circle the wagons for the song circle. Wrote this song a little over a month ago. Roger Sorlian has a Wednesday night sort of jam session over at the Corner House, and Roger asked me to play, and I started thinking about one of the first times I saw Roger. He was at the Corner House. If you haven't been there, the bar is up on the second floor, and there's this real long set of steps to get up there, and I'm not getting any younger, I really am. It's all I can do to carry a couple of guitars up there. But I thought of Roger because he was carrying these great big heavy JBL speakers up there the first time I saw him doing it. And then I started thinking, and he's got his group, the Starlight Honeys, and they go around and, he sets up this big PA system with 6 or 7 microphones and all this stuff. And I said, boy, it would be nice to have that kind of energy again. So I decided I would write a song for Roger to express my dismay about the fact that Roger's probably 15 years younger than I am. And so this is my best country and western side here. It goes something like this. Hopefully it goes exactly like this. It's a young man's game, out playing music every night. It's a young man's game. Sometimes I think I might just put down this old guitar and simply walk away. 'Cause it's a young man's game, that's what they say. Yeah, it's a young man's game, that's what they say. And I'm an old man now, I'm living in this young man's town. I stay home at night 'cause I'm too old to hang around. And the friends who used to see me, well, they're looking through me now. 'Cause it's a young man's game, that's what I found. Yeah, it's a young man's game, that's what I found. Now there used to be a time, it used to be that you could find me in the bars all night, chasing pretty women, going home half-tight, and I'd be walking down that street footloose and fancy-free. I just can't understand how this could happen to me, yeah, but it's a young man's game, and I think I know that now. It's a young man's game. It doesn't matter anyhow, 'cause no matter where you try to run, you can never get away. It's a young man's game, that's what they say, yeah. It's a young man's game, that's what they say. Try that release one more time here. Now there was a time when you could find me in the bars all night, chasing pretty women, going home half-tight, and I'd be walking down that street footloose and fancy-free. I just can't understand how this could happen to me, yeah, but it's a young man's game, and I think I know that now. It's a young man's game. It doesn't matter anyhow, 'cause no matter where you try to run, you can never get away. Yeah, it's a young man's game, that's what they say, yeah. It's a young man's game, that's what they say, yeah. It's a young man's game, that's what they say. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is definitely my favorite place to play. Because of you guys. Thank you.